Hello learners, I hope you all are doing good. So this is a second part of confronting marginalization, and in this part we are going to first start this video with protecting the right of Dalit and Adivasis. Now, in addition to the policies, our country is also having a specific laws that guard against the discrimination and exploitation of marginalized community. Now we are having a real life case story of one person, and we are going to see in that story how that person has taken an advantage of a law which was made for a Dalit community. The villagers of Chakmalpur are gearing up for a big festive which happens once in a 5 year. The local deity is honored and praise from 20 near neighborhood villages come for this festive which is for 5 days. Now the ceremony begins with a member of a Dalit community washing the feet of all the priests and then bathing in the water that was used to wash their feet. In Chakmalgarh, the person who performs this task belonged to Ratnam's family. His father and grandfather had both performed the same task before him, though they were never allowed to enter the temple. Now, this ritual was viewed as a great honor bestowed on them on this special occasion. Now, it was Ratnam's turn. Ratnam was a 20-year-old boy who is studying engineering in a nearby college. He refused to perform that ritual. उसने बोला he said that he had no faith in this practice and that his family member were forced to perform this ritual because they were Dalit. अब उसने आर्ग्यूमेंट कर दिया उनके खिलाफ. Ratnam refused. Ratnam's refusal angered both the powerful castes in the village and some family from their own community. Now the powerful caste were shocked that such a young boy had a gut to refuse. They believed that it was Ratnam's education which allowed him to imagine that he could start comparing himself with them. Now those from Ratnam's own caste were fearful of angering the powerful. Yeah, they were faithful of angering of powerful. Yeah, it's rhyming. So many worked on their field as daily wagers. Yeah, many peoples are working as a daily wagers on those powerful peoples. Yeah, on those powerful people's land. If the dominant caste decide to not to call those people, then what would they earn then? Yeah, how would they survive then? They also declare that the worth of the local deity would strike them if they refuse to give in. And now Ratnam argued that given that not a single Dalit had ever entered temple, how could the deity be angry with them? The powerful caste decide to teach Ratnam a lesson. अब पाठ पढ़ा के रहेंगे उसको. Yeah, this community, his community was ordered ostracic him and his family, and everyone has told that no one should speak or do any work for them or with them. One night some men entered their part of the village and set his hunt on fire. He managed to escape, means Ratnam managed to escape with his mom. Ratnam then went to file a case in a local police station under the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Act 1989. Other Dalit families still do not support that Ratnam, and other Dalit family still not supporting Ratnam. The case was picked up by a local media that led to many journalists visit that village, and then Ratnam was written about as a symbol of Dalit action. The ritual was called off, उस ritual को बंद कर दिया गया, but his family was forced to move out as they continue to be ostracized by the powerful caste in that village. And now we will study about the Scheduled Caste and a Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocity Act 1989. Now Ratnam sought the support of law by filing his complaint under the above act, and he got the protection against the domination and violence of the powerful caste in his village. Now, this act was framed in 1989 in response of demand made by Dalit and others that the government must take seriously the ill treatment and humiliation Dalit and tribal groups face in their everyday sense. While such a treatment has persisted for a long time, it has acquired a violent character in the late 1970s and 1980s. During this period, in part of southern India, a number of administrative Dalit group come into being and asserted their rights. They refused to perform their so-called caste duties and insisted on being treated equally. Now, like Ratnam, they refused to follow practices located in the humiliation and exploitation of Dalit. Now, this results in more powerful caste unleashing violence against them. Now, in order to indicate to the government that untouchability was still being practiced, and in the most hideous manner, Dalit group demanded new law that would list the various sort of violence against Dalit and prescribe strengthened punishment for those who indulge in them. Likewise, throughout the 1970 and 1980, Adivasi people successfully organized themselves and demand equal rights and for their land and resource to be returned to them. Now they too had to face the anger of powerful social group and were subject to a great deal of violence. This is why this act contains a very long list of crimes, some of which are too horrible even to contemplate. The act does not only describe tribal crime but also lets people know what therefore deemed human beings are capable of. In this sense, laws such as these seeks to be both punish as well as influence the way we think and act. Now here is the list of punishment. The The act distinguishes several levels of crime. Now the first one is, it lists a mode of humiliation that are both physically horrific and morally reprehensible, and seeks to punish those who force a member of scheduled caste or a scheduled tribe to drink or eat any inedible or obnoxious substance. Second, forcibly remove clothes from the person of a member of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, color, paint his face, make her naked, or do anything or comment any similar act derogate which is derogatory to human dignity. And secondly, it lists act that dispose Dalit and Adivasis of their meager resource, or which force him into performing slave labor. Thus, the act set out to punish anyone who wrongfully occupy or cultivate any land owned by or allotted to a member of a scheduled caste or a scheduled tribe, or get the land allotted to him transferred. Now, the act recognizes that the crime against Dalit and tribal women are of specific kind, and therefore seeks to punish anyone who assault or use any force on any woman belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe with intent to dishonor her. And now we are ending this video here. We are going to further see in the next video that how this act also helped the Adivasi community. Thank you.